I'd like to call this meeting to order. Oh, you know what? We'll start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dirty thing. All right, there's nothing under the announcements section. Public comment. I didn't get the paper real quick here. First up would be Ernie Helmick. Yes, sir. Just name and address.
My name is Ernie Helmick, 530 Miller Road, York Haven, PA. I just wanted to come to the meeting to introduce myself for any of the members that don't know me. I am a write-in candidate for Township Supervisor, so appreciate any support. I do have previous history with the Township. I was on the Planning Commission for 9 years. I was a supervisor from 2008 to 2013. Community involvement, raised my kids in the community, coached them in baseball, softball, president of Redland Baseball Association back in the day. So lived here for the last 48 years. So followed everything that was going on in the township. I got a chance to get back in and put my name on the ballot. So appreciate any support I can get from the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Do we have? Yeah, no, please do. Sue, I already took the list. Did you need to be on here at all or no? On the. Okay, just checking.
Hi, I'm Ryan Such. You said my address?
Yeah.
5 Kohler Lane in Edders. And I just came to observe, but I run my own business called Grow Conservation LLC, and I do technical work in land preservation and land management planning for public and preserved lands. And I provide kind of management consulting work and strategic planning and stakeholder engagement for conservation organizations. I've been doing that since February of 24, and prior to that worked for 12 years for the PA Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. But I was telling her, like, I do that all over the Commonwealth, but thought I'd come and see what's going on in the township that I live in. So
Yeah, appreciate you coming.
Came by.
Thanks. Cool, thank you. Yeah, good resource.
He did good work for the planning commission. I mean, from comprehensive.
Oh, the comp plan. That's it for public comment. Next up is approval of minutes from the September 16th, 2025 meeting. I'd like to make a motion to approve those minutes from September 16th.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from September 16th, 2025.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Carried. Next up, old business. We're going to touch base. This is from the 5K race. Is there any new information on this coming up?
So, as I understand, we wanted to push it from the original October. It was this month, at the end of this month, beginning of November, and we were pushing it into Q1 of next year. Is that
Q1 or Q4, whatever makes the most sense and gives us the most time that makes it a successful event.
When's the timing for the dog park to be complete?
Dolan?
Yeah, the dog park.
The dog park has been put on hold.
It's
It's not on the agenda.
Yeah, it's sorta-
We're going to revisit next year.
Okay, so would the 5K be for the dog park? Because that was originally the idea of raising money for the dog park.
You are correct, so I would still go forward with the 5K and earmark it for that when it does come.
Okay, so,
And just disregard the dog theme stuff for now, like for the time being. Is what
You could, or you could not, it's,
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it just
Yep.
doesn't
Yep.
doesn't have to promote that part.
Correct.
okay,
Yeah,
so we would, okay.
it's up to you.
Oh, okay.
It's you.
Yeah, I mean, I think there should be something that the community should be able to hang their hearts onto. I think we should come up with a reason to come out, not just for fitness, and where the money was going to be put towards. I think that's a better outlook. Yes, organizations do well with 5Ks, but they're private organizations that, like the Happy Fun Run over at Coons, I think it's Coons Park, Roof Park. But we're a township, so why is the township hosting 5K? It should be for something. So I think we.
Want to do this, and I don't mean to speak out of turn, but we should probably get a couple of you guys and the committee and see if we can't help.
Yeah.
Get this done.
Yeah.
Yeah, for today's sake, meaning, is there anything productive today we could say, agree on, like meeting dates, like something simple like that,
Yeah,
where we're not
Well, if
getting all the details.
then I think a year. I think it's standard operating procedures to have at least a year in advance to promote a major event. If we want to use it for, as simple as saying we're using it to improve the amenities of our parks.
So,
Shelley Park.
so Q4 2026.
Yeah, let's shoot for Q4. I say the same date, late October, early November, like kind of like a turkey trot thing in between Halloween and Thanksgiving would make sense.
So why don't we do? What was that?
I was gonna say, why don't you pick another person on your board that wants to be involved in?
I was gonna suggest. So if we go with Q4, I would to bring an update to next meeting. I would probably set a meeting with maybe the events committee, yourself, and join us. That way, next month there's some sort of update or forward moving progress there. That way, because I don't think all the details are.
Okay. Well, what I can do and put on record is the framework and the bones of what a 5K should look like, and the logistics around and the administrative burden around it too. And I think that way we can better volunteer or select individuals that be wanting to help with it. So 5Ks, it's essentially 3 miles. We should have water stations, hydration stations, not just water, but typically in half marathons, they have pickle juice, things like pickle juice, salted snacks that they give, bananas, potassium to prevent cramps, things of that nature. We should have water stations with that type of sustenance to keep our risk for injury, heat related, running related, physical related, at a minimum. So a budget clearly would have to come up with what it would cost for cups, pickle juice, bananas, stuff like that. The timing gates, I think.
I think the events committee is the best. Not. This is all good for. It's all going to be really good for the events committee.
To talk about
Bring
these
all-
bullet
yes,
points?
certainly
All
bring
right,
that
these,
to
okay.
there, yeah,
Gotcha,
the more
okay.
idea things. I think this is more big picture for now.
Okay, got
Getting
it.
the date set and,
All right.
yeah, certainly come join us. We can get that information
Yeah,
to you.
all right, that's fine, yeah.
That's it for the old business. New business, we'll start with discussion in regarding current parks needs and steps implementing any improvements. I think, Norm, you had this agenda item put on here. Was there anything specific outside of what we're doing?
Yeah, I thought, since we had a blank agenda, I thought I would throw a couple things in here. The Shelley Park, the lower pavilion, nobody's ever going to rent it. You have to walk like a quarter mile to get to it from the parking lot. So there is a parking lot over by the ball field. When you pull into the elementary school, there's access to that upper parking lot. If we had a stone road from there down to the pavilion, either a stone parking lot as you're going down to the left of the pavilion, or across the walking path, there's a big field. We could do plenty of parking down in there. It doesn't have to be asphalt. Maybe actually two. Maybe the one by the pavilion would be handicap, and the one across the path would be stone parking lot, for the pavilion itself. So that was an idea that I had. I was out there all summer, so I got a good idea of what's going on out there.
Do you know a schedule for, is that little one's rented out? I know it hasn't been this year, just the one time we got pushed down there, yeah. Good.
Yeah, it's really a nice pavilion. It's just as nice as the one up above, It's actually got, up above has got the tot playground. So if you have older kids, you probably want to take them down there anyhow, to that lower pavilion. So why that's like that, who knows? But actually they're both nice playgrounds, for the tots and the larger kids. So.
You mean the one that's,
By the school?
yeah, I mean, that one does get rented, but people tend to go to the fireplace pavilion first,
On accident?
if that's taken.
Oh, so if it's,
Then they'll take the other one.
so it's used for like overflow, just in case the other one's reserved that day? I was just curious how often it was.
So since the Parks and Rec just kind of been created this year, I thought maybe that would be something we could look into, because a lot of people don't know about that park. And so that was one idea I had. Really, it's a pretty well-functioned park, except for, the bathrooms. And then if we did get better access to that lower pavilion, then we probably should have some porta potties really close by it, instead of having them walk, a quarter mile to a porta potty in the other parking lot. The porta potties? The lower pavilion? What makes it ADA? I know. What makes it? Okay, yeah, that's why I said if you had a parking lot right next to the pavilion, you could access it with a wheelchair. That one might have to be macadam. The one across the walking path could just be stone. But if they could drive their car down there and get their wheelchair out, then they could get to the pavilion. So I think some of those things, if we met out there, as a group, we could probably figure it out, within the township. And then we'd have two pavilions they could rent.
Yes, sir.
When you're bringing that up, just remember that everything has to be budgeted. We don't have really anything budgeted for next year, but it's about income coming in, to be able to budget something to go out. So that's something, as we go forward, you guys are really gonna have to look forward to, is looking at the budget. I know this year Aaron prepared something for us to put into the workshop's budget for the Board of Supervisors, but you guys as a group, really, we need to get together on that to move forward, so we can start in the future to do some projects. Currently, right now, the money is in there, but we're waiting for grants to, for other things, but we gotta figure out a way somehow, if it's go to the board and ask them, can some tax dollars be put into the Park and Recs committee so we can look forward to that every year, that we can build on that, because of right now, it's stagnant.
Right. That was part of what, Aaron, you prepared to, or that wasn't about for tax dollars going into the.
No, it was not. It was just
So-
what the money is spent.
Adding something.
If you don't mind, I can speak quickly
Please do.
on this. Right now, there are no placeholders for any park improvements or anything else for this coming year. I can't say we can't put it in for this year's budget. we still have a little bit of time. I can put a placeholder in there, I can present it to the board, and I think for your board's approval, the next meeting, if we have approval for a certain amount of money, you guys can discuss it and set something aside, then that still can be presented to the board of supervisors and approved yet this year. Now, some of it's predicated how much your ending balance is, because currently we have to have a matching fund for the Dolan Park. My hope is to be able to maybe pay that matching fund from our general fund by doing a capital reserve transfer, because then that will free up some extra money for you guys to use for these smaller items. Prime example is more porta potties. You know, we would have money in the budget for that. If you guys want to update your picnic tables, we have money in the budget for that. You know, not the super large expenditures for 100,000 or something like that, but these smaller park improvements which you guys can vote and improve on throughout the course of the year. I think we need some money in there for that. If it's more receptacles for when people walk their dogs to put their waste disposal in.
Yeah, because
Or
there's
bags
none of those
or
right
anything
now.
out there. I really think that some money should be set aside in park improvements for the ability for your board to vote and do improvements throughout the year. So I would suggest going forward to the next meeting, come to the next meeting with some ideas of what you would potentially like to improve upon, and we'll try to get a cost estimate of what that might be that you'll need throughout the course of the year, and we'll try to flag that in for this coming year's budget.
So have the cost assessment completed prior to going to the board, or just really start?
A rough idea. It
rough
just
idea,
gives you guys an allowance as to how much money you're willing to allocate from your funds throughout the course of the year for improvements.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like this year, we had to squeeze a little bit of money out just to get those couple picnic tables replaced. It really shouldn't be that way. You should have at least a little money set aside that you can do these improvements throughout the year. You know, I'm not saying you're expanding the basketball court, you know, type of money, but everyday use items.
So, yeah.
You know,
Makes
the
sense.
grills are falling apart, you know. you
They
can
need
replace it.
replaced.
Yeah, you can replace that.
But as far as building a building for bathrooms, building a new parking lot, all that, it has to be,
Correct, that was
that's
definitely-
not happening unless the money gets into the park and rec. And,
Yeah, that would be a large.
I mean, that's
capital
large items and large
Yeah,
goals,
that-
and
we consider it a capital expenditure, which we would have to budget for and plan and design and everything else.
Not impossible, just a.
Yeah,
much
not
lengthier
impossible,
process,
but,
yeah. Makes
what I'm
sense, yeah.
suggesting for the next meeting going forward, that at least we get some type of idea of what you guys would like to set aside for park improvements. And
Yeah,
some of your smaller items.
Norm, if we come up with lists, and I'll help you know, as much as I can, but come up with a small list that we can get a cost assessment, like let's do these little items first. You know, like you have like maybe lights down at Terry Dolan, which was on your next thing here. Dog receptacles, like little poles that Jane was
I mean,
mentioning.
even lighting
Just little
projects and
stuff.
things like that can get pretty costly. That's gonna involve an engineer coming in.
Right.
Designing it and everything else. You know, I'm talking about pretty much day-to-day amenities that people are gonna use.
Even like a
Like ADA
solar, like a
compliant.
solar powered light, like you want to stick down, you know, something like
Yeah,
that.
we might
would
be able to do
possible,
something
you know,
of that
something like that, like not, yeah, I'm not talking underground electric and all.
Or
yeah,
if
but-
we already have electric at the pavilions, replacing the lights. Yeah, that's
Yeah, okay.
obviously a small expenditure.
Yeah, no, I might be willing to help you over until the next meeting then we can just go to the board and
Oh.
put something together small, but I think between all of us, we can come up with what all small items could be done.
Aaron, may I ask, are you talking about the next workshop meeting or the next board of supervisor, which is next week?
I would have to see what the next board supervisor meeting.
So
we're gonna have
you
to
have-
meet-
Either have
yeah,
a,
well,
so
no,
we'd have a
we're-
week or
Next week, it's
a week
Tuesday.
or-
No, you don't have to this week because it has
We
to
don't
be-
need to have it ready for that.
Okay, all right.
I like to have it.
These are little things that can be asked.
In
about
other words,
any
I
time
can
of
put
the
a
year.
number in my guesstimate and present it to the board at the next workshop if we don't have this meeting prior to that. Okay? Mm-hmm. As long as I have it for their approval by their November meeting,
Okay,
a definite number to plug in there.
more than reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, I can flag it for the next workshop meeting and say, you know, they're looking for 15,000 to set aside for park improvements. That can consist of picnic tables, extra bathrooms or what have you.
Should I request to add that to, well, it wouldn't be, I guess, me, but to the agenda as an agenda item for the Board of Supervisor meeting?
Well, no, you're gonna want to.
In November?
Just make sure it's an agenda item for your next Parks,
Park rec.
yeah.
Okay.
And then they're usually like the week after us. I'm not sure if they are in November because it's Thanksgiving, so
Yeah, all the dates are a little,
they're all
I don't have
off.
the calendar in front of me, but I think we could still make it.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, so I think we just need to get a plan going with some of the cost, and then we can move forward from that. You know, maybe it's not feasible. You know, maybe some of the littler things is all we're gonna be able to do with our budget. There's lights at Shelley Park. There's like 3 on a pole. They're really bright. They're halogen. If we could get something like that down at Dolan Park, I think that would minimize some of the vandalism that's going on down there. You know, people don't like vandalizing when there's lights. I don't know if there's electric on that pole down there or not. There is a telephone pole down there.
Yeah.
So I don't
I'm
know
not too sure.
what it would take. I know there's electric at the pavilion, so I don't know what it would take to get electric to the pole and then some lights. So that's something we can look into. But maybe that's just gonna have to wait until we get our grant, and that's probably all gonna get taken care of anyhow, because that's where that money's going.
Perfect.
And then
Move on to the last item here on, what is this,
the White Oak Park, I guess it's on White Oak Road over there. I think that's the name of the park. It's that little park.
yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's got no dogs allowed signs, so it's not dog friendly. What is it, like 2.5 acre park?
It's very small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we might need
There's nothing there.
to
at
take the
park.
sign, yeah, there's nothing there but a basketball court, but, you know, people in the development probably are afraid to take their dog in there, you know, and let them run around, so it's not dog friendly. I thought we could
Remove the sign.
yeah, remove the sign and put up a receptacle for the waste.
If you put up a receptacle for the waste,
Somebody has to empty it.
someone's gonna have to empty if you have a garbage can there. So just, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, well, what do you do with the waste?
no, well, I know what I do. I tie it to my leash and take it home.
Take it
and
home,
throw away.
okay.
So
All
I
right.
don't, you know,
All right, well,
So we leave the baggie receptacle, but not a trash can. Like, so they
well,
get
they
the
do
baggies
make
out.
them just a receptacle, so
somebody
you
would
can take
have
it,
to
but then
fill 'em.
someone's gotta have to go fill it, so.
Yeah, true.
That could be the Park and Rec committee. I mean, that's part of the Park and Rec thing, so maybe that's not a bad idea. That's somebody's duty once a month or whatever, go over and just make sure there's bags.
I'm sure if we get word, I mean, there may be volunteers in the township.
It could be somebody in the community that would go do it,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
absolutely. I don't think we should not do that. I think it's a good
well,
idea.
if this board has, is able to make that decision, you know, to remove the signs, then we could do that. So I don't know.
I guess
Yeah, no
sign
dogs
it.
allowed sign.
At that park, it says no
Yeah.
dogs. And there's nothing at that park. It's a plain.
It's a basketball court,
court is
yeah.
all it is, in the middle of the community.
So I would maybe figure on one, probably figuring out where the sign came from. Maybe we can ask Highway or whoever, and if there was a reason for it, because there may be a good reason behind that, potentially. So I mean, maybe we'll find that out prior to the
Can
next
you
meeting.
ask Scott? You ask Scott?
We can't. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I can. Yeah.
All right.
Probably because,
I don't think we just go take a sign down or decide to take a sign down. So we have to figure out where it came from, why it's there, and there could be a very good reason why it's there. So
it's probably because they let their dogs go to the bathroom there and then they didn't clean it up. So they probably said, you know, forget it. You can't bring your dog in here if you're not going to clean it up.
we can, yeah. So we'll
okay.
find that out. Next up on here is the volunteer day at Shelley Park this Saturday, October 25th at 9 a.m. There will be a group of individuals meeting there. The Parks and Rec Committee and a few residents were able to get 40 trees for the park, and those were picked up this week, and we're all meeting there on Saturday to plant them. So outside of needing some volunteers to do that exactly, that is what trying to think here. It's a not a simple process, but the more people, it would go very, very smooth. So I believe we have a small group of individuals already that are going to be there. So if anybody else is interested, feel free to come down at 9 a.m. at Shelley Park.
Are we hand digging them or not hand digging?
We are, but these things are like they're 3-foot trees. They're like, yeah, they're tiny. Like they're small trees. They're not
okay.
fully mature.
3 foot tall?
3, 4 foot tall
okay.
maybe.
Okay,
2,
so
3
they're
foot,
only
yeah.
about like a twig, kind of a
yeah.
bigger twig.
It's kind of like the trees that you would see like down on Space Highway where they went through after they finished a bridge and stuff. They went through and just dropped the shovel, bent the dirt over, stuck the tree in,
Okay.
planted it. That was it. Like within, I mean, those guys are probably doing 1,000 a day, but I'm saying it's probably a much quicker process than we originally anticipated to do down there.
It's not like a big auger or anything else.
No,
that you need.
I mean
Okay.
we had the resources to provide that, but then after picking them up, we're just like, we don't even need any of that. So like I don't believe we're mulching them right away. It's put the stick in, put the wrap on it, and
Now, is that a wrap that is a plastic wrap that goes
you
the
ever
whole way
see
up
those
over it?
little plastic green things along the roads? That's all it is, a plastic
Okay.
sleeve.
All
You
right.
won't even see the tree,
We-
right?
Yeah,
The tree
that's
will-
how I planted something like that 2 years ago, but we did not use that, and then some deer already took advantage of my tree. So
yeah.
that's what I was saying. What
No,
are we doing to prevent
they
that?
came with they came with the sleeves.
Okay,
so
perfect.
That's a good thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other information that you think that we need for Saturday?
I don't think so. We've got a lot of folks who live over there coming over to help us. And I think within 2 or 3 hours, we'll be out of there.
Nice. Cool. That's the last thing under new business. Other than that, there's nothing left other than adjournment. Any other discussion, anybody?
Well, how about Eric, how about we use the parking lot for the agenda for the 5K? You know, try to raise money for the parking lot since you were saying we needed somewhere for it to go. And the other thing
Yep, yeah, we can do that.
with the 5K, I guess we're going to talk about taking it to the road and maybe still have the doggy run in the
We're
park.
going to handle a lot of those details at the events committee.
Okay.
All the in-depth details.
Okay.
More. So.
And then T-shirts, maybe get some sponsors and get some T-shirts made up.
When is the next events committee meeting? That's 2 weeks, 3. First
But you
Monday-
have it during
first
the
Monday
day,
of the
don't
month
you,
at
in the middle of the
4
day?
4
Oh, 4
p.m.
o'clock.
First Monday of the month.
Well, I'm not going to be able to be there, but may I suggest that you do include like a doggy walk, because I think that would be a hit also for who's ever doing it.
I agree.
Eric,
Agreed. Agreed.
And when we say the dog park, it's just on hold. It's not, I'm not saying we're not going to do it, because I have all the information. I mean, I put a lot of it into it, so I will be pushing for a dog park.
I don't think it's even on hold. I think the process is it's in process of like, I mean, obviously engineering and all that kind of stuff, but that's what takes a long time, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to have that conversation during our events committee meeting. I only say that because we are planning to have some folks come in to our meeting.
Dog park or
No, just the 5K. I'd like to have a separate meeting just to talk about the 5K. Just whoever wants to be a part of it.
yeah,
So we can make it whatever day, whatever time, it's whoever wants to be
we can do what would they call it, a special meeting.
at our events committee, because we're building the whole calendar for next year. That's part of the
That's the main topic. Okay.
I think that's a good idea to have it separate and try to form a committee for just this race. And I would include Chief Lutz, because he's done the races before and he has all this information to share. So he did offer his assistance, so I would reach out to him and see if, at least if he could come over and give you some information for it to move forward with it. So,
Who was that again?
Chief Lutz.
What was her name again? Denise?
Donna.
Donna.
So they're a wealth of information, so if we could tap into that, I think that would help you a lot.
Just get with Diane or myself, or somebody, we can form another special meeting for that specifically. So,
All right.
yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Cool. What's that?
We would.
Yeah, the 5K committee.
The committee's gonna do it.
Yep.
At- yeah.
No, we,
All
we don't have enough room for
We,
that.
yeah.
Oh, to
We
do
don't
it
have
at the
too many
park, we
details
talked
yet.
about, but it's gonna have to go onto the road and have some road shut down for it, because real 5K runners do not want to be running in a lap in a park. They want to go out and,
So that, just a quick segue. Let's just say we raise $5,000. Is that Parks and Recs money, or does that go into something else?
that goes
So
in our fund, so.
Okay, so we could technically be, because we talked about transferring money from this fund to that fund, so we could have something, because we're barely breaking even or whatnot. We could be our own self-sustaining committee if we charge appropriately, we have enough events and so on and so forth. We could be in the green and be independent of asking for money because we have a stash, a surplus. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because we all have great ideas. I just hate the idea of having to take money from somewhere that may also need it for our stuff too. I think it'd be wise for us to be self-sustaining. But yeah, okay, that works.
Alrighty, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. You gotta
I second.
For your second.
All in
Silly
favor?
boy.
Aye.
The chairperson couldn't.
Meeting adjourned.
That was good. That was hardly painless.
Better every time.